Alright guys, jumping into a new video. This is episode 11 of Makeup Therapy. I will be testing out this Maybelline foundation. It is the 30-hour wear. Now its claim is that it's 30 hour, but you guys know I'm not going to be wearing it for 30 hours. I just wanted to test it out because for one, they didn't have my shade in 322 Warm Honey. So this is 320, but not in the Fit Me formula. And I didn't shake it up at first. So when I saw all this oil, when I first did my pumps, it scared the mess out of me. But after I shook it up and did two more pumps on the side of it, it was a thicker consistency. So it did make me feel a little bit more comfortable. Also, it did seem a lot more orange at first, but as I went on ahead and started blending out the foundation, it did mesh well with my skin. If this is your first time viewing my channel but you enjoy makeup content, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss out on future episodes. I have been trying to be pretty consistent when it comes to doing my shorts. And speaking of shorts, I know a lot of people are ranting and raving about TikTok coming to its end, but I just feel like if you have a huge following, I know when it comes to getting, your sponsorships and stuff like that, it may be hard. But if you have a big following on any other platform and you tell them, hey, I'm creating a YouTube page, then your followers should follow you on whatever platform that you are, pushing out content on. Now, that's just my opinion. I did watch Tamara Renee earlier today, and I know that she said because they're in Canada, they don't get some of the same benefits that we do here in the United States. So I can understand that, but I still feel like, it shouldn't be as hard. For me, I did start over. I think I discussed that in my previous video. Again, if you are new here, then please make sure you check out episodes 1 through 10. But I talked about starting over on YouTube briefly, and since doing that, a lot of my short content has gotten me new followers and a lot more activity on my page. So that's why I say if you do have a bigger following, they should follow you on whether it's Instagram or here on YouTube, you know, and it shouldn't, affect your following. Now, I'm not going to say about getting paid and all that stuff, but back to the foundation, I did like it. As you can see, I'm checking it out here in the mirror. It sat very comfortably on my skin, and I am still wearing this foundation while I edit this video. And usually the first place that I get oily is on my nose, and I'm not oily anywhere. So my first impressions is I do like it, and I would repurchase it. I went on in with my other regular concealer and contour because when I'm testing out a new product, my first thing is to make sure it's going to mesh well with some of my other favorite products, and everything blended in very well together. So I was very pleased with this purchase. And I have been doing my liquid blush first, but I did want to go in with my highlighting concealer first this time because the liquid blush that I'm going to be using is more of a neutral peachy tone shade. And sometimes when I put down my brightening concealer, when I am using a lighter shade, it makes the blush pop more. Another thing I've been doing recently is setting my concealer with pressed powder again. I do have a love-hate relationship with the L'Oreal brand because I do have this pressed powder, foundation powder, but I also have the blush. And I did have to end up buying another blush even before I hit pan because they crumble so easily. But doing this to my makeup has made a difference because I don't get as creasy under my eye, if that makes sense. And, you know, sometimes it's just all about your under eye. I've been really dry under my under eye and had to skip this step. But since I have been using different under eye creams, I feel like that hydration has come back. So that's why I did, you know, recently start doing this. And I also set with my regular 322 Warm Honey because like I said, in the shade Foundation, it was 320. And I just felt like they would all mesh well. So I did want to go ahead and set my cream blush the way I have been doing in previous videos, but I noticed that I picked up a contour duo instead of the duo blush. But these are lighter shades than the shades that I use for contour, so I did try to make this work because I wanted everything to be like matte and neutral tones. But I don't know if it was the lighting or whatever. I could have left it as is because to me, looking directly in the camera and in the mirror, it didn't seem like it was showing up. But on film, I can see a wash of color on my skin. So I hate that I did end up putting something else on top of this. And in the future, I will use it as a blush topper for that shade Bellini from Profusions. Now I am in my pajamas, so I'm not going anywhere. The purpose of this video really was to test out that foundation, and as you can see, it does look really pretty on the skin. It sits well, my pores aren't sticking out, and I was a little nervous about using this because as I spoke about this before, it does have a shimmer to it, and I really did want everything to be matte, but I also wanted to see that pop of color. And if you remember the first time I used this, I felt like it didn't really show up. And it was probably because of the other blush that I tried to use it with. But in this particular video, I felt like everything meshed well together. I also ended up picking up another lifter liner because I told you guys the shade, dang, now I can't think of the name of the shade just because I'm trying to say it. I'm not doing this video over. But it was too dark for my skin tone. I feel like for deeper tone skins, it would be a pretty, you know, shade for a deeper skin tone. But the new one that I picked up today is on it. And it was even a little bit lighter than my BFF3 lip liner. And the whole purpose of me getting these lifter liners is because I knew they were matte and everybody talked about how creamy they were. Now they are very creamy, but nothing compares to BFF3 by ColourPop. At first, I also felt like this wasn't showing up, but as I kept on working with it and I did see the definition, my lips did look a little bit fuller. I said, you know what, it isn't a bad buy. I am going to use it. I would even buy this particular color over again, but I will not buy the shade at the top. So like I said, I did go ahead and fill in my lips. But again, these are matte lip liners, so once they're on, they do not budge. You cannot smooth them out. I went in with this nude peach nude liquid lipstick, and it was extra matte because it is kind of old, so I did want to go in and put a gloss over it, and this is my e.l.f. plumping lip gloss. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching.